There's a very long list of things that I'm grateful for and thankful for in Em. But first that needs to be touched on is her ability to be incredibly indiscreet when trying to be very discreet. A little story for anyone who doesn't know, Em and I first met when we were about 16 through friendship groups, and then our paths crossed again sort of 3.5 years later. When our paths crossed again, I was about to experience this indiscreet discreetness firsthand. On that day, I walked into the gym, and in the right-hand corner of the gym, I saw Em and our now good friend Charlotte. Obviously knowing each other, we kind of acknowledged each other, waved, and James and I wandered around to the other side of the gym. 5 minutes or so went past, and Em and Charlotte wandered past, and then past again. We carried on, and about 45 minutes later, got back in the car, checked my phone, and there's a notification that pops up on my screen. It said, Charlotte Grace Pilates followed you 45 minutes ago. But luckily for me, the trail of breadcrumbs continued. Well, to be fair, it was more of a very well-lit, well-signposted path. The trail of breadcrumbs continued and eventually led to a message to one of my spontaneous business accounts, which read something along the lines of, "Oh, Rich, I didn't know you did this." Regardless of the fact that Em had actually followed the account for the previous 2 years. Fast forward 3.5 years, and I can very proudly call you my wife. I want to thank you for not only being you and your indiscreetness, but you inspire me every day to be the best version I can be of myself, so I can be the best version for you.
The saying and sharing together of these special words takes you across the threshold of life, and things will never be quite the same between you. For after these vows, you shall say to the world, "This is my husband, this is my wife."
Ladies and gentlemen, we want to raise the roof of this barn. Welcome the new Mr. and Mrs. Middleton.
We really enjoyed Richard's stag do. Unfortunately, we did return with a bit of an injury list. We returned on the Sunday, wounded, jaded, to find that Em had also been a victim over that weekend. It was a particularly warm weekend with a very high pollen count, and Em was really suffering with her hay fever. Now, Em was good enough to try and clean her eyes with not hay fever drops, but the drops that Richard uses for his excessive earwax. And on that Sunday morning, we returned home, Richard sore, horridly hungover, Em with an eye out here that was so bloodshot, and I couldn't help look at the two of them and think, what a lovely couple. And I think we can all agree they scrubbed up pretty well today. Yeah.
final piece of my puzzle, Emily. You really do complete me. I can't wait for a lifetime of memories, happiness with my best friend.